What's up, Otaku fam? We are back with more Emirichu. We have Summer in Japan is the worst. Wow, we have a non-cafe related Emirichu video.
It's probably about the heat.
At a cafe. Let's hop on in. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Every little bit helps. Check out our Patreon link down below for full uncut reaction to TV shows, animes, and movies. Let's hop on in.
I often get asked for advice and tips about traveling to Japan, and the first thing I always say is, do not come here in the summer.
Right.
Every other season is great. Springtime has cherry blossoms and perfect for little outdoor picnics. Autumn is nice and breezy and the leaves are vibrant. The winter is perfect for enjoying hot springs and piping hot oden from the local konbini. And the summer gives you bugs and a perpetual feeling of swamp ass everywhere you go because of how offensively humid it is outside.
Yeah.
We all know summer is easily the worst season in general, but for some reason I find it's especially hellish in Japan. So these are my 3 biggest complaints about the season. And I guess I should mention this disclaimer because I already know some contrarian is out there itching to type something like, typical ungrateful fear-mongering gaijin looking for something to complain about. You clearly don't know how to make the most out of Japanese summers. I visited in the summer of 2019 and had the most splendid time. It's really not that bad if you know what you're doing. And if that's you, good for you! I don't do very well with heat and humidity. These are, of course, grievances based on my own subjective opinions and experiences. My word is not gospel. I'm just here to share my silly little stories with my silly little drawings. And speaking of silly little drawings, I just came back from a multi-day art trip in Osaka with a bunch of other artists. And during this trip, I decided I want to get better at drawing on the go, especially since I travel a lot more around this time. And luckily, the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare, can help me with that.
Wow, I can't remember the last time I saw a Skillshare ad from a YouTuber. That's
thousands
crazy.
of classes led by industry experts across
cool,
film,
though.
illustration,
Yeah, be sure to check
design,
that stuff
freelance,
out.
and productivity, which are all...
I have been interested in Scotia.
Number 1, the constant threat of heat stroke. Heat stroke warnings are something I've learned to be more mindful of, especially as someone who mostly gets around by walking and using public transportation. During the summers now, I'll always be equipped with a UV umbrella, a water bottle, and some form of electrolytes when I walk around. But last year, when I was less wise, one day I thought it would be a great idea to bike home from my Japanese class instead of taking the subway. The trip wasn't that far, and I figured it would be a good mini workout. And at first, it wasn't so bad.
Right.
I was in my cute little summer outfit, hot breeze running through my hair, with the sun beating down on me. And wow, I don't remember the way back having this many hills. Why is pedaling so difficult today? And then suddenly, my vision started blurring, and I started feeling really dizzy. And as my vision started getting hazier, the only thing I could think about was how embarrassing it would be if I passed out right here in the middle of the sidewalk. So in a panic, I threw my bike to the ground and ran to the nearest grocery store. And then spent the next 10 minutes dry heaving in the freezer section. Luckily, didn't pass out, but ever since then, I've avoided biking anywhere during the summer. I still have no idea if I narrowly escaped heat stroke or if I was just dehydrated and panicking, but I'm not
both.
taking any chances.
Probably both.
Number 2, the constant sweating.
Oh, I'm
The
already like
humidity
that here.
Gets so nasty. If you're the type to sweat easily, you can expect to be perpetually drenched here in the summertime. And I have absolutely
That's
no
me.
idea how everyone manages to wear long sleeves in the...
Facts. I've said this so many times, okay? Look, here in North Carolina, it can get pretty humid, okay? It's nothing crazy. There's places that it's crazier, places that it's not as crazy. We're like in the middle when it comes to weather all around, okay? But going outside within 10 minutes, I'm sweating. In the summertime, it doesn't matter. I'm already sweating.
Yeah.
It's bad. So like the fact that I see people do it, like when they do like the fashion like videos of Asian countries, I'm like, how in the hell are y'all out here in like 3-layer outfits in the summertime, bro?
I think it's fun because, like I said, I know I've talked about it before, but when I went to Hong Kong, because I started in the spring and I ended near the end of summer.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God. I had one day of peace. And then it just got hotter and hotter and hotter. It was fucking awful. And like I get that because like that heat is on another level that nobody gets unless you've been there.
Yeah.
And because I remember, like, I had packed everything because I knew it was going to be hot. Like, I had heard it was going to be hot. I didn't know what hot
Meant.
was.
Yeah.
Because I had to buy new clothes. Nothing I packed from home could I wear over there because it was so fucking hot. It just didn't work. And now I will be much better prepared because black just does not. In general, we know black does not reflect sun. It soaks in sun. But that heat is on another level. And it is nauseating because I carried water everywhere I went. Like, I would refill it in restaurants whenever we would go in or whatever. Like, you could not go without water if you're outside. And especially walking because that's what we did.
Yeah.
We walked and we took the subway. And it's like, holy shit.
They're just built different, baby.
In the summer. As a certified California girl, I have a lot of outfits specifically for a hot summer day, but I unfortunately don't feel super comfortable wearing them here. I love a cute little mini skirt or spaghetti strap romper or open back dress, but I don't really wear them while I'm in Japan. And speaking from the perspective of someone who lives in Tokyo, realistically, you can wear whatever you want, right? Like, the fashion police isn't going to stop you and ticket you for showing too much clavicle. And at the end of the day, no one's going to give you shit for it. But my goal in my everyday life is to blend in and not direct too much attention to myself. So nowadays, I just suck it up and wear the extra layer underneath that summer dress, even if it makes my back extra sweaty. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I get so much more irritated in hot and humid weather. Everything pisses me off when it feels like I'm covered in a layer of grime and sweat. And this is a non-issue, but it's hard to feel cute when the humidity is ruining your hair and makeup. And just recently, I randomly developed rosacea, which can flare up from the sun and high temperatures and stress.
Oh.
So,
I think
thanks,
I have that.
body. You're really elevating my summer experience. Number 3, typhoon season.
Oh,
When you're not being
And half of the
oven-broiled
reason I
by the
made
heat of the
video.
sun, you're being assaulted by the rainy typhoon season. And normally, I don't mind the rain too much, but if you're not careful, typhoon season can really mess up whatever plans you had on your itinerary for the day. Example, so earlier this month, Jacob and Jaden were in town for Magical Mirai, and we made plans to go to Nagoya to catch the last day of the Sailor Moon exhibit. And a few months prior, I'd gotten us 4 premium passes to Ghibli Park. So this was the plan. Take a morning train to Nagoya, check out the Sailor Moon exhibit as soon as it opens, have fun at Ghibli Park until closing, and then head to Osaka. I was so excited to show them an unforgettable time. When we met up at the station, we discovered that the Shinkansen line we were going to take was suspended for the day because of the typhoon, and we were informed that we'd have to take a separate detour train and then transfer if we wanted to go to Nagoya. Oh, how long is the first train? 3 hours. Also, since it's all booked, it'll be standing room only. Is that okay?
Oh, 3 hours.
I guess so. In addition to that, your transfer train currently has no seats available, so you'll be on standby, which means you might not be able to ride, so I can't guarantee that you'll even make it to Nagoya today. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so a bullet train that would have normally taken just an hour and a half was now going to take around 4 or 6 hours, and we couldn't risk the possibility of getting stranded at our transfer station. So with the available routes and timing, we quickly decided that our best bet was to try and grab a taxi from our transfer station so we'd have a chance to make it on time to one of our scheduled activities, because we realized the Sailor Moon exhibit closes an hour early today, being that it was the last day. So we'd have to sacrifice Ghibli Park and try our best to go to the Sailor Moon exhibit. And with the current timing, we'd have a chance to make it with at least an hour or 2 to spare. And as soon as we were done, we could take a 50-minute bullet train to Shinosaka to check into our hotel. Okay, are you following? Did I mention that my rosacea can get triggered by stress? Even though realistically, I don't think there's anything I could have really done about the typhoon, I still felt really bad and like I was at fault because I'd never experienced this kind of bad luck with the Shinkansen before. But Jacob and Jaden were really nice about it. And luckily, we made it to the Sailor Moon Museum on time with just an hour to spare, and the rest of the trip to Shinosaka went fine. But the typhoon really messed up our plans for the day and made it 10 times more exhausting. So, what did we learn? Oh, I know. The moral of the story is, if you're traveling to Japan in the summer, remember to stay hydrated, carry a UV umbrella, and wear breezy and comfortable clothing.
It's not go
and
during
keep
the summer.
Keep your schedule flexible for unexpected weather changes.
It's not go in the summer.
Wrong. The moral of the story is, pick a different season if you can help it. All jokes aside, if you still want to plan your trip for the summer, don't let me stop you from having a good time. It's not impossible to have a fun and fulfilling trip during the summertime. Just remember to be prepared. I'm just sharing my own thoughts as someone who has trouble with the heat and humidity, both physically and mentally.
That's fair. That's very
That's
fair.
like what I've talked about before, because like we've talked about wanting to get against Emily's advice. We talked about getting a little group of people to go to Japan together with us. And we've discussed seasons because, again, I have experienced Asia in the devil heat. And we do have a couple friends that just doesn't handle heat well at all either.
We have a friend.
A friend. So, and I already don't handle heat, but I will walk. Like, I'll be bitter and I'll be angry by being hot.
Yeah.
But I at least enjoy shit. And because I do enjoy, like, walking around and doing the classic adventures and hiking sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. The heat pisses me off. I don't think she would enjoy going in the summertime. But I will be damned. I will be going in the spring because I need cherry blossoms. Stop eating your foot.
Thank you guys for the continued support. We will see you for the next video. Bye.